Most women have no ambition other than to get what men already have. Okay? Especially in today's feminazi era environment, most women today have a massive case of penis envy, right? They just want what men have. You see this all over Hollywood, for example, like all these actresses, like, we want the same equal pay as men do. We want the same roles as men do. Right? It's just like massive penis envy. You see this in the corporate world. A lot of women are like, we need more female CEOs. We need more women in charge of these companies, leading these companies. It's more penis envy, right? Everywhere you look, it's basically women wanting what men already have. You know, men have these big houses. We want big houses too. We want this. We want this. It's basically everything that men already have. You know, it always boils back to penis envy. Tell me I'm wrong, right? Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, do women really have any ambitions that are their own outside of getting what men already have? You know, it's to the point where women basically want to be men. They want to become men, right? They envy men that much. They just want to be dudes. And it's so unladylike too. A lot of women, they want to like, they sleep with all these women. I want to sleep with all these men, right? It's like, no, you're not a man though. You're a woman and you're supposed to act like one. Just like as a man, you're not supposed to act like a chick. You're supposed to act like a dude, act like a man. Make no mistake, man. You know, women don't have ambition outside of trying to get what men already have. Right? I applaud women who have ambition to become better versions of themselves, better women, more ladylike, more classy, better mothers, better nurturers, okay, better mothers to their children. I applaud that. But for the women just basically wanting to go out there and become men, what is that? Okay, what is that about? Right? And I understand that that's basically the culture that society has created, unfortunately. And you know whose fault that is? That's ours as guys. We did that. It's our fault. We allowed for this. And we're continuing to allow for this. And this is why I tell you guys, any of these like beta cuck politicians you see in office enacting more of these laws, because it's mostly guys doing this, right? It's mostly guys who are responsible for this. And I hate to say it, most of them are on the left, because I've got a few haters and a few guys who hated on me. Like, how could you support Trump? He's so racist and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, he's not out there trying to, bring down men. He's one of the few who's not out there doing that. I'm always going to go against whoever is going against the natural order of society. I'm always going to go against that. And right now, for the longest time, it's been Democrats. For the longest time, it's been leftists. So I'm always going to go against that, because I'm not for destroying men, I'm not for destroying women, and I'm not for destroying society, which is what technically they are doing. They are doing that. I mean, not even technically, but blatantly doing that, right? It's like their whole platform is anti-male. Their whole platform is just like women, women, women. Why? Because they're women, right? There's no reason for it. When it comes down to it, when it comes down to goals, ambitions, from what I've seen today, most of women just want what men already have. A lot of it is like, oh, I want the same pay as men. I want the same jobs as men. I want to have sex like men do, which is gross, right? It's funny in the corporate world how women only want the fun jobs, right? They only want the fun jobs. I want to be CEO. I want to run the company. I want to be a high-level corporate woman. We're underrepresented in these professions. We're underrepresented in the corporate world. It's like, okay, what about the janitorial world, the custodial world? What about digging ditches? What about doing dangerous jobs like, mining for oil, mining for gold? How about that? How come you guys are underrepresented there? How come you're not all over CNN complaining and bitching about that, about those dangerous jobs, or about doing like dirty menial work? How come you're totally underrepresented there, right? Even more so than the corporate world. Shouldn't you be fighting for that? Shouldn't you be diverting your efforts towards trying to make sure there are more women janitors, there are more female custodians, there are more women, working in dangerous mines and factories? How come you're not fighting for those? Oh, because you only want the fun jobs, right? You only want the fun, safe, cushy jobs, right? You want to be the CEO. You want to be, the team leader of this company. You want to be the executive. Oh, but you don't want to be the janitor. No, you don't want to be the female truck driver, do you? You don't want to be the female who's digging ditches or digging holes in the road, right? You don't want to be that. You want the fun jobs. So it's funny, guys, because women only want the, like the cushy, safe, high-paying jobs where they don't get their hair messed up and they don't get their makeup screwed up, right? But they're not going to fight for those other jobs that are not fun, that are dangerous. No, leave that to the men. Let the men have those. That's okay. They can have those jobs. We just want the good jobs. We want the fun stuff. Same in Hollywood with a lot of these actresses going, I didn't get paid as much as Nicolas Cage on that last movie. He got paid more than me. It's like, because that dude's a star. You're not, right? Nobody's paying to see you. People are paying to see Nicolas Cage. Nobody wants to see you, right? Or whoever the new actor is. I don't know. I'm having to pull Nicolas Cage out because I haven't been watching any of the latest movies. But all I hear is the yap, yap, yap from a lot of these actresses going, we're not getting paid as much as our male lead actors. It's like, maybe because people are paying to see him and not you, right? There's a reason why you're a bit player in this. You're not the lead. He is. Right? People are coming to see him, not you. Right? And the free markets are basically just responding to that. People vote with their wallets. People want to see that guy, not you. And these chicks basically want to be rewarded for just being women. Right? They're just like, hey, I have a vagina, I should be rewarded. I should be rewarded. And then when you don't, and you're like, no, this is a meritocracy. You actually have to prove why you're worthy. You have to actually earn this position. You can't just raise your hand and yell out because you're a woman. You have to actually prove it. Prove why you're worth it. And then as soon as you make the girl actually do the work, sexist. This is sexist. This company is whole sexist, right? It's so anti-woman. You guys are sexist. You hate women. It's like, no, you just don't have enough qualifications for this job. No, sexist. Let me get Biden on the phone. He'll fix this, right? Let's vote some more Democrats in office. That's why you see most women overwhelmingly vote left, because they keep feeding them more and more power, right? They don't care about the natural order of things. They don't care if it screws up society. All they care about is me, right? That's a woman's favorite note. Me, right? Not all, obviously, right? Not all. Selfish women I'm talking about. I mean, there are some good women out there, like I was mentioning, right? I'm talking about just a lot of the ones that you see out there that have been indoctrinated by that feminista shit, that are just playing the victim, right? Like they're constantly victims. Like, oh, it's men's fault I'm not here. It's men's fault that women can't get ahead. They never blame themselves. Like, maybe it's my fault. Maybe because I suck. Maybe because I'm not designed to do science or math or engineering or whatever else, right? Maybe I'm not cut out for that. Not saying that there aren't some women who are, right? Because there are. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule. I'm sure there are talented female coders out there and talented female engineers, but overwhelmingly, no, that's not the case, right? That's not the case. Just like I'd rather have my child nurtured by his mother. If I had a child, I'd rather have my wife doing that than me. Because I'm not the best at nurturing, right? The woman would be better than me at doing that. I'm not good at that, right? I'm good at barking orders and yelling at my son and getting him to be better, rather than giving him a hug. It's okay, you don't have to be that good. No, step up, right? Step up to get your rep up, dude. But yeah, at the end of the day, women just basically want what men already have. Speaking of engineers and female coders, there was a funny video. You'll find on YouTube where it was a woman who actually owned a software company. And she said she tried really hard to purposely hire women over men, because she believed in that when she started her company. She was like, I want to hire more women. I want to advance women more. Now that I'm the owner of this software company, I have the power to hire just women. And she said, from what I found, right? Because she went to this conference about, we need more female coders and female engineers. She went to this conference because she actually owned a software company, and she got up there and she was like, you know what? When I started my company, I made a point to to where I just wanted to hire women. I wanted to help women advance. And she was like, you know what I learned? They're lazy. They don't want to do the work. All they do is complain all day. All they do is play the victim. And it never gets done. The work never gets done. She's like, then I started hiring men. And then, you know what? The work started getting done. She's like, but whenever I hired a woman, nothing would get done. They would gossip. They would complain. They would play the victim. And nothing would get done. They're so lazy. She basically said that. She's like, they're so lazy. They don't want to do the work. They're just lazy. She's like, so now all I hire is men, right? And she's saying this, and then you can see the people running the conference. She's like, shut up, shut up, shut up. It's supposed to be for women. What are you doing? Right? But you can imagine, and she's only just one. Okay, one person who is willing to speak out, and a woman. You can imagine how many more employers are out there, both male and female, that know the same thing, that are afraid to say anything, right? Because the left has basically shut down free speech, and they've made people fearful of speaking the truth, right? You see what happened to the engineer from Google. I think his name was James Denmore or something like that. He got fired, right? Lost his job because he said something that was essentially going against the female imperative, right? Going against the gynocracy. And they fired him. Like, nope, this doesn't go along with our values. He's gone. So it's like whenever you speak up, boom, you're done, right? So there are so many other people out there that know the same thing and that want to tell other people, they're like, this is why we don't hire women. But they're afraid to because, they don't want to hurt their business. But every once in a while, you'll hear somebody speak up and just tell you point blank that, this is the reason why we don't hire like female coders, for example, or female engineers. It's like, they're lazy, they don't do the work, and all they do is complain. Really? And that was a woman saying that. Wow, you just came to that realization? But at the end of the day, make no mistake, guys, I'm not gonna say all, I am gonna say most. Most women, especially in today's world that we're living in, especially today, most women have no ambition other than to get what men already have, to get the same jobs that we have, to get the same pay that we have, to drive the same cars that we have, to live in the same homes that we have, to afford the same things we have, to have sex like we do, right? I mean, even going beyond like sexual partners, I've seen like a lot of women are just getting like way too like aggressive. Waiting for the UPS guy. Like a lot of these women in bed are like starting to get like aggressive, man, and I don't like that. I've always like told women like, hey man, back off a bit. If they get a little too aggressive in bed, I'm like, relax, chill out. Okay, I don't like that. And stop acting like a dude, right? It's like they get a little too aggressive, like crazy almost. But more and more women today are basically turning into men. They're turning into men. And society and feminism has brainwashed them to think that they've been cheated their entire lives. Like, oh, look at all these men, what they have. You deserve that too, girl. Go get whatever you want. You deserve it too. And it's like, no. Okay, that's not how society works. I mean, if there's something you want to pursue, then yeah, by all means, ladies, go get it. Go pursue it. If you want to own your own company, go do that by all means. I'm just saying most women out there, maybe not you, but most women out there are completely brainwashed by feminism, and they're almost like programmed, like they look like robots out there, just trying to be like get what men have and become men and act like men and have sex like irresponsibly, like they think men are having sex, right? I mean, most men, at least that I know of, don't do that. They're not having irresponsible sex. But a lot of women are, and it's scary times. But at the end of the day, do women have ambition? Do they have any dreams that are their own? Outside of getting what men want? You tell me, right? You tell me. Based on what you see out there, does it not look like an entire generation of penis envy that these women have? Just wanting the same exact things that men already have? Like, I'm seeing a lot of these female fighter pilots, right? They have a saying like, women and machinery just don't go together, right? Like, women and machinery don't go together. It's like men asking for directions, right? We don't like to ask for directions. We like to figure it out ourselves. Well, women and machinery don't go together. And you see some of these female fighter pilots lose their lives, right? They lose their lives because they crash the plane. The taxpayers' plane, that's our plane, right? They crash our plane, like a $30, $40 million, $50 million jet fighter, because we were trying to be politically correct. And then this woman not only loses a plane, not only did the taxpayers lose, but she's lost her life, right? She's lost her life because of these idiots and these politicians trying to push for more women in the military and flying jets and all this. Women and machinery don't go together in most cases. I am not saying all, I'm saying most. Okay, just like how you see most women drivers out there. Again, I'm not saying all. I've dated, a good number of girls who are great behind the wheel, but I'm saying most. Most of these chicks, they freaking drive recklessly. They have a lead foot. They tailgate the shit out of you, right? It's insane. Like sometimes I'm like driving on a 4-lane highway and I just want to cruise in the right lane. There's like not a car in sight, but this like female driver will pull right on my ass behind me. And I'm looking at like these other 4 lanes, like, do you see these other 4 that you could easily be in easily go to? Why do you have to be in my lane? But the woman will purposely like follow on your ass for no apparent reason. Whereas most guys will have enough common sense to be like, let me switch lanes. Why am I in this guy's lane? Why am I riding his bumper? But most women will like just ride your ass like that. And there'll be like other lanes she could like switch to. And it's like, it makes no sense at all. But it goes back to women and machines do not go together. Okay, especially fighter pilots. I'm not saying all. I'm sure there are anomalies out there, right? I'm sure there are a few exceptions to the rule. But overwhelmingly, they're just not designed to do that, to fly these type planes. And that's why you see them like crash into the ocean and just like very, very basic mistakes that cost them their lives. Okay, beyond just the plane that we taxpayers are paying for, it costs them their lives. And you leftist cuck politicians, you have blood on your hands. The left has so much blood on their hands, it's insane. As much as these guys love to hate, like, yo, Trump's a racist, but you know what? That guy doesn't really have blood on his hands. Right? Not nearly as much as the left, who are like pushing like more women in this field, in that field, and then they lose their lives. They get killed. And you don't care. No, more women, more women. No, you have blood on your hands because you're a freaking idiot. Because it's like they rather risk another person's life so that they can virtue signal rather than protect that person and be like, hey, you know what? You need to pass the same standards as men to fly that jet. Otherwise, you ain't getting in there. Because if you can't pass it, you can't fly that jet. It's not set up for your body type, your height, your strength ability. It's not set up for you. So unless you could pass that, you can't fly that jet. Right? It has nothing to do with sexism. We just don't want you to get killed. Right? But instead, they want to virtue signal, women, and then they want to go to all their family and friends. I helped a woman become a fighter pilot. I did that. And then the chick crashes in the ocean, like dies, loses her life. More women, more, they don't give a shit, right? They only care about themselves and their own virtue signaling. That's what I can't stand about leftists. They're all about like virtue signaling at the expense of somebody's life, right? Somebody could get killed doing this. And again, they have so much blood on their hands, it's insane. And with that said, I'm gonna wrap up here. Until next time, this is M. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Too many of you guys are still unsubscribed to my channel. You have not yet subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. That way, whenever I upload a brand new coaching video to YouTube, you will be the first to get it. You won't have to wait weeks and weeks or kind of search for it on YouTube. Instead, you will get it fresh the same day I upload it, okay? The very same day that I upload it. And the way that you do that is you subscribe to the channel. It's free. It does not cost anything to subscribe, okay? It doesn't cost a thing. So please hit that subscribe button for me as well. And for you guys who want to support my work, and support all of this red pill content I'm teaching, guys, even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm not talking about immoral women. I'm not talking about party girls or single mothers or women who are damaged goods. I'm talking about young, beautiful women that you can date, women that are cool, women that are hot, women that can be like your best friend. I mean, women that, you know, you'll enjoy hanging out with, right? I teach you how to get these girls. As you guys know, I am a professional dating coach. I'm a pickup artist. I've been doing this since the mid-90s. I have no shame at all admitting that, right? I love what I do. I'm one of the best in the world. And so when you jump into 7 months of mastery, you are going to be learning from one of the best in the world, which is me. I'm out there every single week, right? 4 to 5 times per week approaching these girls. So all the lessons you're going to learn in 7 months of mastery are going to help you to go out there and find and attract and bring the hottest women you possibly can into your life, right? Where you're no longer living in scarcity, you're going to be living in abundance. The very first month of 7 months of mastery is only $1, okay? So it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. And even from that very first month alone, you are going to learn enough lessons to be able to go out there. Whenever you see an attractive girl walk by you, you will be able to stop her and you'll know exactly what to say and exactly what to do to close her, whether it's just a simple number close or an insta date where you take her out for an instant date, right? That's why you call it an insta date, whether it's for just a simple coffee, maybe a drink somewhere at a nearby bar, nearby restaurant, right? Or if it's a full-on close, she takes you home, right? I'm not saying, you know, hey, you're gonna have sex with her, but she might be that into you, right? But either way, after the very first month of 7 months of mastery, which again is only $1, no longer will you need to watch all those pretty girls walk by you and then like freeze, you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. And then later you go home and you kick yourself because you wish you could have just talked to her, right? And it's even especially pathetic if you go home and then you flip on the online porn. You guys know how I feel about FAP, right? I'm all for no FAP. I'm all for no FAP because when you rely on online porn and internet porn, realize, man, it brings down your testosterone levels and it actually increases your estrogen levels. So you'll be even more girly when you watch online porn. And worst of all, it kills your mojo. It kills your sexual libido. It kills your motivation to go out there and actually talk to real life girls, right? This is why after you watch porn, you don't want to do anything but sit there and just self-destruct even more. You might start eating like potato chips, bad food, carbs, sugar. It really kills your state even more. This is why I'm all for no FAP. Right? But imagine if you had the skill, if you had the ability to walk up to a complete stranger and approach her, talk to her, get her interested in you, get her attracted to you, to the point where she even number closes you. And that's happened to me a number of times. It happens every single week, at least a few times, where the girl is just like, give me your number. Let's hang out again. I want to see you again. So in the very first month of 7 months of mastery, you are going to learn enough skill to do that. To be able to see, when you see an attractive girl, you will have enough skill to be able to stop her. You'll know exactly what to say, exactly what to do, and exactly how to close her. Right? Again, whether it's a number close, insta date, or more. Okay, or more. And in the very first month of 7 months of mastery right now, I'm giving away a free cheat sheet. Okay, and in that cheat sheet, I give away my top 5 openers. Okay, I give you my top 5 openers, both direct and indirect. So whether you're approaching a girl directly, where you're communicating your attraction for her immediately, or you're approaching her indirectly, where you're not communicating your attraction for her right off the bat. Instead, you might be asking her for directions, like, hey, where's this Starbucks? Where's the nearest mall? Where is this place? And then depending on what type of vibe you're getting from her, you can transition into attraction building. Okay, but I give you my top 5 openers, both direct and indirect, that I've been using myself for the last 2+ decades. They work, guys. Okay, that's another great thing, is everything you learn in 7 months of mastery has already been field tested to work. Okay, I've been doing this stuff my entire adult life. So you don't have to go out there and do the trial and error. I've already done it for you. I've gone through all the pain, failure, and rejection for you, to the point where now all you need to do is take what I teach you and apply it. Okay, because it's been field tested and it works. It's not something that I came up with in the command tower, right? Hiding in the command tower. It's something that I learned from being in field, from actually approaching young, beautiful women. Okay, I'm giving you my top 5 openers, both direct and indirect. I also give you my top 5 negs. All right, you get my top 5 negs, my top 5 DHVs, my top 5 responses to any objections the girl gives you. Like a common one she'll give you is that she has a boyfriend. So if the girl is like, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend, I tell you how to overcome that objection. Why? Because over half the time, it's gonna be a lie. Okay, women, the reason why she tells you she has a boyfriend is not because she actually has a boyfriend, but she tells you that to get rid of you. Okay, because women who are above an 8 in looks, she doesn't even have to be a dime piece. She doesn't have to be a 10. As long as she's at least an 8 in looks, that girl is getting hit on. Okay, she is good enough. She is good looking enough where she's getting a lot of male attention. So even for a woman who's an 8, she will tell you shit like that just to get rid of you, right? Because it's a time management tool. She doesn't have time to sit there and talk to every single guy who's like, hey, beautiful, what's shaking? You know, she's just gonna be like, sorry, I have a boyfriend, right? Gets rid of all the suckers. It gets rid of all the chumps. But when you go beyond that and you're like, oh, cool, how long have you guys been together? Right, which is one of my responses, right? Puts the girl on the spot. And then the girl's like, oh, I don't know, like 7, 8 months maybe. Then you could be like, bullshit, you don't have a boyfriend. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, girl, right? You can shit test her back. And then she'll be like, okay, I don't have a boyfriend. Hi, what's your name? You know, but it's one of those objections, like once you overcome that initial objection, it's almost instant that it turns into attraction. Instantly, all of the cards shift in your favor, right? All of the odds shift in your favor because you just overcame a major objection that where most guys just walk away. So many guys, when the girl just says, I have a boyfriend, 99% of them walk away. Even the girls I'm dating right now, I'm not their boyfriend, but they constantly tell guys that just to get rid of them. And she's like, every once in a while, she's like, a guy will push through and he'll like question me like, really, how long have you guys been together? Or one of my favorites that I use that I teach you in 7 Months of Mastery, does he let you have guy friends? Right? Does he let you have guy friends? Because you can't do anything if you're not in the girl's life at all. So it's better to place yourself in her life, right? And then you can work game once you get into her life. So that's why I always tell you guys, if she says, I have a boyfriend, number one question is, how long have you been together? Puts her on the spot. Okay, then you can see whether or not she's lying. Number 2 question, whether she has a boyfriend or not, is, does he let you have guy friends? That's harmless. Does he let you have guy friends? Because most of these guys that these girls are dating are not serious, right? Not serious at all. Because if it was serious and she was like on the verge of getting engaged, she would tell you. She'd be like, no, I don't think it's a good idea right now because we're about to get married. And then she would say no. And I've had girls do that where it's that serious. And it's like, hey, no problem. Good luck to you guys, right? But that's not going to happen most of the time. Most of the time, these girls are going to be dating guys that are just like friends of theirs, guys that they haven't even had sex with, right? It's just like casual dating. Like they might just go for drinks every once in a while, or she might just be using him as an emotional tampon. But then here you are approaching her, this stranger, she's just gonna tell you that just to try to get rid of you. That's why I say you gotta push through. Okay, so number 1 question, how long you guys been together? Puts her on the spot. Number 2, does he let you have guy friends? Because she's like, yeah, that's fine, let me have guy friends. Now you're in. Cool, let's be friends, right? Let's be friends. And it's not like she's putting you in the friend zone. You're putting yourself there temporarily while you work game on her, okay? And there's actually a 3rd follow-up question to that, right? If she tells you she has a boyfriend, there's a 3rd follow-up question that's very powerful. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. If you want it, get into 7 Months of Mastery, okay? Join 7 Months of Mastery. But like I said, the first month is only $1. You're gonna get the entire first month of coaching lessons plus my free cheat sheet as part of 7 Months of Mastery. So take advantage of it. Who doesn't have $1? It's $1. Tell me you can't afford that. And you're gonna get a lifetime of value. And these are lessons, say you don't continue with the program. Say you don't continue and you only do the first month. You'll be able to take what you've learned in that first month of 7 Months of Mastery and use it for the rest of your life. Literally, you'll be able to use these skills for the rest of your life. Whenever you see an attractive girl that you want to approach, an attractive woman, whether she be on the street or even a woman you work with, a woman at your gym, a woman at your restaurant, she might be your waitress, your Starbucks barista, you'll be able to use this stuff on her, okay, for the rest of your life, for the remainder of your life. More importantly, you'll be able to teach them to other men in your family, Okay, you'll be able to pass these lessons down to your sons, all from the very first month of 7 Months to Mastery. And like I said, it's only $1 right now. What can I tell you? I mean, it's the highest value program you're ever going to join. Okay, and this is something that you never learned in school. Parents, teachers, and society fail to teach you this shit. Okay, if you think you're going to go out there and attract young, beautiful women into your life using that Disney shit that you learned from television, from the movies, good luck, right? You will get eaten alive. The only type of women that Disney shit's gonna get you, that you learn from TV and movies, are 4s and 5s. Okay, those 4s and 5s in your social circle that are going to shout you down like a little boy in the middle of Target, in the middle of Walmart, in the middle of the mall, and she's never gonna have respect for you. Why would you throw your life away like that when you don't have to? You have so much more potential, so use it, okay? But I can't force you to take action. It's up to you as a man to take control of your own future and your own destiny, okay? Again, what parents, teachers, and society fail to teach you, fail to teach us. All these lessons, I didn't learn them from school. I didn't learn them from university. I didn't learn them, from any of my teachers growing up. I learned them from going out in field. So you're getting it from the field, guys. You're getting it from an experienced pickup artist, one of the best pickup artists in the world, right? I'm in the top 25. And personally for me, I've said this before, my ego tells me I'm in the top 10. Because I can run circles around these top guys easily. I see them out in LA all the time. I'm constantly running circles around them, right? I even help with some of their students sometimes. I'm that nice of a guy. I don't have to help them, but I help some of their students. I feel bad. I see them approaching a girl, and I'm like, what are you trying to do, dude? It's like, oh, I'm on this boot camp right now. I don't know if I should say this. I'm like, come on, let's go do it. We'll go approach her. I even help them out. A number of times I help these guys out, and I don't have to because I feel bad for their students, right? But first month of mastery is only $1. Take advantage of it. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. Okay. Hey, real quick. So on my cell phone, you guys saw the Firebird logo, right? It's actually from a 77 Trans Am, because I had a lot of guys go like, hey man, that Rising Phoenix. You're pushing Illuminati values. And it's like, no, jackass. It's from a 77 Firebird, okay? And I have a model of it right here, as a matter of fact. So as you guys can see, this is a 77 Firebird Trans Am. It's a little die-cast model, and you can see it's the same logo that you see on my cell phone, okay? It's a Pontiac Trans Am. Oh, let me turn it around. It's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty well detailed. And you can see on the plate, it's kind of blurry. It says 77 TA, which means Trans Am, because I am a gearhead. I love muscle cars. I used to tinker with them. Growing up in high school, we used to buy them cheap. Me and my buddies, we would buy 69 Camaro Z28. My buddy had a Z28. We worked on his car. We would pull the engine and work on it. Right now, you guys know I have a 65 Corvette Stingray. I'm just a gearhead. I love these muscle cars. I love to toy with them. So on my cell phone, you saw the Trans Am logo on there, and a lot of idiots are like, yeah, Illuminati, it's Illuminati. It's like, no, dude, learn about cars. It's a 77 Trans Am, the baddest cars of the muscle car era, like the end of the muscle car era in the 70s. Super badass car, right? Yeah, if these guys would stop driving Toyota Priuses and hybrid cars and electric cars and smart cars, they might learn a little bit about a real man's car.
Cool. Hi, my name is Maya Milusheva. I'd like to start with a short introduction about myself. I'm a woman in IT, obviously. I'm a CEO of a quite profitable IT company. I'm a mother as well, so you would say I went through quite a lot in the IT industry. So I have the experience and authority to talk about this topic. Now, what I want to say is that the whole talk about women in IT is usually a bad thing for us. Because basically what it says is, well, it's okay to have lower income, it's okay to do worse than boys in the IT industry because, well, there's a world conspiracy against you, you know, people hate you, that's why. So that's why I'm against the whole talk. Also, I did some recruiting because I have a company. And also I went to a school that had like 8 girls and 100 boys. So, you know, I'm quite used to being around a lot of boys. The whole thing is, girls are usually quite lazy. They're just not that good programmers. Sorry, but that's true, honestly. They just don't want to get their hands dirty to do the job. And when I tried to do some recruiting, I intentionally wanted to recruit women. And at the end, I failed to do so. Do you want to know why? Because most of those girls were usually just cheating, and they were just not good programmers. At the end, I had to recruit boys. And that's why I think the whole talk about let's recruit more women is bad, because at the end, you're recruiting worse programmers. At the end, your company is going to suffer. You're gonna lose some money. I know it's trendy to talk about women in IT, but I think women should just start studying more and getting the job done. And I honestly don't see girls staying up until late at their office and working that often. No, it's usually the boys staying there. Why? I don't know. So that's what I want to say. I think the whole lecture should be removed, and I think it's just bullshit.
Okay.
May I answer that? Just one second.
What do you want?
Okay.